It's always been that little bit of pride that existed here that allowed something just to have its time, find its feet and flourish if we gave it time.
This is something that the city could really rally around, and I feel like it really has.
We're just getting started. We're just getting started, I promise.
Back in Atlanta, I've been here a couple times this summer. You feel the energy, you feel the buzz around the city. But I wanted to figure out why and how this club has captured the essence, really, of the city, leading to this moment, the opening of their new home, ATL Rise Up.
So right now we're outside the dungeon. This is where it all happened. This is where Outkast, Goody Mob, Lumberjacks, they all got their start right here. How many buildings like this are going to have, 12 platinum records come out of their basement? But this was the first time there was an Atlanta sound that was purely ours, that didn't sound like anything else or an attempt at something else. To me, Atlanta's such a special place. I grew up here, that why be just like everybody else? We have a chance here as a new club where, guess what? We have no history. We can do whatever we want, and people have to go, okay, that's Atlanta. I mean, Power Football, Atlanta United. It's from Outkast. It's the last part of the song that's actually Power Music Electric Revival. We ready. It's perfect. It's easy to sing. There's only 2 words.
Yeah, and you've seen a lot of the rappers now show up. Did that surprise you?
No, not at all. The minute you give somebody an exciting brand of anything in Atlanta, not only going to be there, but the winning is important, and then the winning with style, this is like the cherry on top.
Why do you think soccer and hip-hop connect, particularly right here in Atlanta?
The style of it, I mean, it's a free-flowing game. There's no stopping. I mean, if you are a student of hip-hop, I mean, you know that there are times when a basement like this one, people would just get together over a beat, and they would just go as long as they possibly could, passing the verse off from one person to the next. And that's the same thing you see on the field. I mean, some moves are an inch away from breakdancing. Tifo, graffiti, it just crosses over on so many levels that hip-hop and soccer are natural matches. I just think people have to, open their eyes a little bit to it.
The soccer teams come in here, sold out stadiums. Your whole crew's got Atlanta United jerseys on. Is it something that surprised you, or you could feel this building?
I mean, it's dope to see. I didn't know it was coming, so I couldn't feel the building. But it's dope to see.
What made you want to get involved in a soccer project?
And it just sounded cool to me because it was a new thing and it was a new team. And just to see all this synergy and, and positive energy around something so new in the city, it just reminded me of Ear Drummers when we first started off. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Atlanta soccer team. It's just man, for it to be an idea, and then we have this big stadium and then sold out games and all that. It's just it's growing, man. So it's dope.
Get a second chance to start a franchise. But hey, who would have thought 2.5 years ago that there'll be more supporters in 2018 Atlanta United in this stadium than there will be Falcons? And that's where everyone's now sitting up and taking notice.
I played in MLS during a time where we played in NFL stadiums, but there was only a small little portion of people maybe in the corner. This is now built to a place to where this is a soccer-specific and NFL-specific, I guess dual-specific sport model for a stadium.
The corner seats were tracked, so that lets us get a full-size 75-yard width pitch in. The curtains that downsize the upper bowl, again, it makes it feel like a different stadium. We have the whole side of the stadium that's just Atlanta United. So our locker room is only ours. It's not the away team dressing room for the American football that we just use for our matches. We have a whole section. Supporter section is behind the goal there, you can see it. We've built the capo stand above the 2 corporate boxes. So another good example, that's 2 corporate boxes. We bought out those corporate boxes. So we said, no, it's more important for us that we have the facilities for our supporters. So we built that. The ironic thing for us was we thought Bobby Dodd was going to be difficult. We called it internally Project Lemonade. How can we turn these lemons into lemonade? And then we got to the scenario where everyone was almost getting misty-eyed about Bobby Dodd and will the Mercedes-Benz be as good? We almost did too good a job on creating the lemonade, but what you've got here with this stadium, we can just take it up to that next level.
My lifestyle is far out.
I played 5 years all over the place, 3 years in Chicago, a season in Kansas City. So I would tell my friends at home about what I was doing, and they had no way of really following me because I wasn't even playing much, or our games weren't on TV. So it's cool to come back here and have all my friends at the games and see people out that I know that I haven't seen in a long time, and they ask me what I'm doing, and I'm telling them that I'm playing for the local professional team. So it's been special, man. It's been really cool, especially the way that the city has really embraced the team.
You grew up where? In Decatur?
Decatur.
Okay.
Happiness is not being afraid. It's a Roy Keane quote.
Why'd you get that?
He was a hard-nosed player and someone that just worked his tail off, and kind of see myself as the same guy that kind of keeps his head down and works hard and tries to improve and learn from the guys around him. And he's someone that I look up to in that sense. So I knew Tata Martino was going to be the coach. I knew we had signed some really exciting young players, a few MLS vets. And from afar, I was like, well, this team is going to compete right away. There's really no question about it. And I knew the ownership. I'm a huge Falcons fan. My dad's had season tickets since, I think, 84 or 86. So I knew that Arthur Blank was going to do a good job with this team. It's really cool to share that stadium, and we're just fortunate to have good ownership and people that really invest in the teams.
I've heard this is the local spot to check out.
Yeah, it's that fire, man. It's got everything you want.
I want to do the jerk chicken meal. Are you doing the same thing?
You know, I mean, is that what you're known for? That's the best thing to get?
Yeah, that's the name.
All right, I'll do it.
I like this. It says, never trust a skinny cook.
That's why you don't cook, Kalen. You'd be the worst cook ever. Can't wait to check you guys out. Yeah, it's going to be good, man. I think, I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I did, man. I'm so excited to go down there.
All right, yeah, we got to get you out there.
You guys did a training session there, right?
Yeah, it was cool.
I heard it was 20,000 people or something?
Yeah, there were a lot. It was, I mean, there were a ton of people. And I think, you know, we stayed like an hour after signing autographs. Just the whole thing was full, 3-4 rows deep, just signing. And even like 2 hours after we had showered and changed and eaten, trying to leave, people were still in there waiting.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Okay.
You don't
This is
need
the
hot
jerk
sauce
sauce?
on jerk chicken, do you?
It's not very spicy.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
All right, thanks so much. Wow.
If anything, I got free lunch out of this, so.
Almiron was busy.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to get a helmet for this interview.
Mine has been bronzed.
Has it?
It's at my desk in New York.
It's a lot of languages spoken.
How's your Spanish game coming on?
It's muy bien. Muy bien.
You're in trouble in the locker room.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't even try. This is dressed up. I dressed up for you today.
Thank you. I was gonna say this is
I wore
nice.
jeans and a
Are those
t-shirt.
socks?
This is socks.
Wow.
I didn't tie my shoes, but it's an incredible place, man. The facilities. I don't want to knock on the places I've been, but just the practice facility, you're gonna laugh. There's a sauna in the locker room. Like, there's just little things that some people would say that's not that big a deal, but when you've been trying to,
The locker room was the sauna.
when you're trying to, yeah, it was the sauna in Houston, and you're fighting rats for bagels in the morning. It's a little nice to have a prepared breakfast by a well-known chef.
Also helping out with the academy. What's that like?
It's a bright future for kids in Atlanta, that's for sure. There'll be a lot of kids coming out of here years to come. I think with the way they have it set up, it's going to help these kids learn how to play out of the back, kind of the way the team does. They kind of have an identity they want to create, and and the players have to get on board with that, and it's just going to make them better.
We're right in the heart of downtown Atlanta.
5 points. That's the center. That's the center. Yeah.
Atlanta United is also a partner of you guys, putting a huge investment into building this station, which I think is the only one in the world in an actual public subway station.
Yeah. A big shout out to Uncle Arthur, is what we call him.
You guys are close like that, huh?
No, I'm saying we love him. We love him. But it's just used to be dead. Like, used to be the nastiest place ever. And then you just start seeing more things happening, like, what are they building? And then one day in like October, November last year, boom, full soccer field. With the soccer team, he had a vision to build morale. And I guess this was a part of the project. So to invest in soccer, especially youth soccer, he set up Atlanta United not just for its inaugural season, but for 10, 20, 30 years.
One of the things you hear about is access to soccer fields in Atlanta. Maybe they were way out in the suburbs, but not a lot of opportunities for kids, especially within urban environments.
You're right. There wasn't a place to play. And this is kind of shocking because it was quick. Like, you got a soccer field and it was people here in the same week. So people wanted it here. So like, that means that people were looking for it. MARTA is a part of their culture. They know MARTA. So for them to come here, they can be proud of it. It's like, yeah, my city that I've been living in since I grew up built something, not just for me, but for all of us, that we could all come and use. And I think that's crazy good. The community has something to look forward to now. And for these kids, when they come every Sunday and see it, it's attainable. It used to just always be a dream, like, yeah, you can go play. But now they're like, yeah, it's right here. We can go play.
I have one friend who was here, Atlanta United personnel, came out and scouted him. And it turns out he's in the academy now.
That's cool. Exposure.
Yeah.
Exposure. Soccer in the Streets did a really good job of exposing talent that wouldn't have been seen
Just
before.
uniting that one big talent.
What do they say? Unite and conquer?
Unite and conquer. That's it.
The South underway in front of a packed house in a building that I think we're going to be seeing a lot of in the years to come. Going to take it quickly in for Carmona. Back for Almiron, in swinger from him, flicked along to the backside, and it's in! It's Leandro Gonzalez Perez! First goal in this stadium, first goal of the day for Atlanta. Villalba on the deck for Martinez, let it go for Garza! What a tremendous step over. A resounding victory. Big day for soccer in the South, on and off the field here in this new stadium.
It was all a dream, and look where we are now. From Bobby Dodd Stadium to graduating to this moment, to this stadium, the biggest stage in the league. ATLians coming together from all different points, through the subway stations and into the stadium, and doing it their way, putting on for the culture and defining what Atlanta soccer culture can be for themselves. Now, a lot of people never thought this moment would come, but ATL, oh yeah, we ready.